TashaAna.Nicole, and I'm back with another video. And since we're in the month of October, I decided to tell you guys a spooky story time. And the story that I'm going to be telling you guys today is my paranormal experience. So I'm just going to go ahead on and stop running my mouth so much and just jump right into this video. Alright guys, so to start this story off, I want to say around the year of 2014 is when me and my boyfriend went and we got our first apartment together. And I want to say we probably been staying there for about a month. And we already had like, TV, dishes, like, things like that to like, kind of like just a little bit of the essentials when you first move into an apartment. So one weekend we decided to go look for a living room, a living room set. And we ended up going shopping, that weekend, got a couple of things for the house, got like different little like, TV stands, got decorations for the house, got things just to fill up the house. And we ended up going to Aaron's to go find our living room set. So I ended up finding this beautiful living room set. It was so pretty. It came with like two like end tables. It came with like the coffee table, and it also came with like the rug. So I was just super excited. So when we finally picked out our set, our living room set, they told us that they were going to be able to bring it to us in like 2 days or whatever. So they finally came. They brought us our furniture. Maybe not like, I want to say a week after getting our furniture, that's when I started like experiencing a couple of like weird little things happening in my house. Because prior to like getting our furniture, we had already been staying there for a month, and none of this stuff started happening until I got this living room set. Like, how people say like houses are haunted, like things can be possessed. Well, I literally feel like my living room was haunted, because I came home one day, and I usually get off of work, like I used to get off way before my boyfriend did. And before he would get off of work, like I would go home, like, clean up a little bit, start having like dinner ready for us to eat by the time he got off of work. I didn't have to cook that much, getting myself nice and relaxed and just chilling and watching TV. So I would always go into the living room to like watch some TV before he got home, after I was done, getting the house together and everything. And I remember I used to always fall asleep on the couch. Like it would be like, not even always, because there was sometimes like there was days that I would like have harder days at work than I would other days. So those days that I was like really super tired, like I knew I was at least going to take like a little nap or fall asleep at some point before he came home. So I remember one day I went to sleep. I fell asleep on the couch, and I remember that I had a bad dream. And I had this crazy, crazy dream that I could not remember. I know that it was super crazy because like when I woke up out of the dream, like my eyes shot open like super fast, and I started to feel my face, and I had tears running down my face. Like I was crying. I remember that I was crying in the dream, but I don't remember what the dream was about, what was going on, why I was crying, anything. And this wasn't like the first time that like when I cry in a dream, I actually cry like for real. Because like there's been times where like I've had bad dreams in the past, but I remember these dreams, and like my boyfriend has had to like wake me up and like, hey, like, you're having a bad dream, like you're crying, like, and I would wake up and I have tears coming down my face. So that was like the first, like, like I woke up and I remember like I was feeling like very anxious and nervous, and that never really happened. Like I've never really woken up out of a bad dream and still felt like my heart racing, me feeling like weak or anxious or anything like that. So I was just like, so, I really didn't think nothing of it. I just, was like, maybe I just had a bad dream. I can't remember it, whatever. So a couple of days go by again, and I remember I did the same thing. I came home, got myself relaxed, cleaned up, did everything that I usually do, and I came home and I started watching TV. I remember that I started dozing off again, and I remember again I woke up, don't remember the dream. I know I had a bad dream because like I said, I woke up and I had tears coming down my face. had tears coming down my face. I woke up feeling super anxious, super nervous. I felt really weak in like my arms and in my legs. And for the love of me, I just sat there trying to think, like, what was this dream about? What was I dreaming about that has me feeling so like worried, so like anxious? And I could not like remember a lick of nothing. Like I couldn't remember like who was in the dream, what the dream was about, what it consisted of, nothing. Like, so I remember when my boyfriend came home, I told him about it and I was all like, yeah, like, it's crazy. Like I had this dream. I can't remember the dream at all, though, like nothing of it. But all I know is that I was crying because, when I got up, like I had tears coming down my face. And so my boyfriend was like, oh, maybe, you were just having one of those other random dreams that you always have, or, thinking nothing of it. He kind of just brushed me off like, girl, you crazy. Like, here you go again with like this crazy things that like you see or you hear, like whatever. So maybe like, I want to say 2 weeks after that, my brother Jonathan ended up moving in with me. And when he ended up moving in with us, he probably like, he stayed in the living room. Like he would stay in my living room because at the time we only had a 1 bedroom. And so, I was letting him stay on my living room. And he used to sleep on that couch all the time. But he never like would say like he would wake up and had bad dreams or he felt anything funny. Like he would never say anything. So I was like, well, maybe I'm tripping, maybe it's just a bad dream. So one day, again, I come back home and I'm just like, I'm at home and I'm watching TV. And I remember I'm telling myself, okay, like, I'm not going to doze off. I'm not going to go to sleep this time. I'm going to, like, stay up because this only happens whenever I fall asleep. So I remember telling myself that, and I don't even remember like feeling myself doze off, but I ended up dozing off again. And this time when I dozed off, like I was just like, I slept longer than I usually ever sleep. Like I really I usually sleep for like maybe like an hour, but this time I slept longer because like I literally woke up maybe 10 minutes before my boyfriend walked into the house, and that's never happened. Like, and like again, when I woke up I felt those same symptoms, like scared, anxious, like crying, tears coming down my face. Like my boyfriend actually came home this time and like saw that I was still like kind of like shaken up, and he was like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, I had one of those like experiences again. I had one of those those dreams again. And he's like, well, what did you dream about? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I absolutely don't know what the dream was about. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I was like, I don't know what the dream was about. I can't remember. I'm like, I just feel super weak, super anxious, super nervous. Like, I'm just like lost for words. And so again, he was all like, well, maybe, it's just all in your head. Like, maybe you're tripping, because he wasn't experiencing any of this like at all. Neither was my brother, Jonathan. Like, he never once told me like, oh, hey, like, I've had a crazy dream here in your house, or I've been feeling crazy things or anything like that. So I didn't think nothing of it. Again, I was just like, okay, maybe I'm still tripping. Like, I don't know. Like, I just kept like talking myself out of what I knew. I knew there was something crazy, because like I would only have these type of feelings or these type of dreams whenever I would fall asleep on that couch. But whenever like it would get later throughout the night and I would go to bed in my bedroom, like I would have normal dreams. Like if I did dream about anything that night, I would remember the next day, and I wasn't waking up like with tears coming down my face. I wasn't waking up crying. Like they were just normal dreams. So I was like, why is it whenever I fall asleep on the couch is when I have these crazy like dreams that I cannot remember, but I'm always waking up crying, and I'm always waking up like scared and anxious and like nervous. So one day, I was at home again by myself, and I can't remember. I think my boyfriend went to the store, or he went somewhere. He wasn't at home for a good minute. And my brother Jonathan, he had left to go, I think he went out to go do something with some friends or something like that. So I remember that I was at home by myself again. So I fell asleep on the couch again, but this time, guys, it was totally different. Like this time, like I fell asleep and it was like I knew in my head, I knew I was asleep and I knew I was dreaming, but I could not put an image together. I could not put words together. I could not like anything. Like I couldn't even like I didn't know what I was dreaming about at all. But I knew in my head, I'm telling myself, Tasha, you're asleep. Tasha, you're asleep. Like, you're asleep. You need to wake up. Like, I don't know what's going on, but just wake up, wake up. And I remember I kept telling myself that. And I remember out of nowhere, like, all of a sudden, like, I woke up. But, like, it wasn't like, you know, when you wake up normally, you just wake up. This time, like, I felt my eyes, like, bolt open, like shoot open, like, crazy. Like I just shot my eyes open really fast, and I remember just laying on the couch looking up at my ceiling, like thinking to myself, okay, like I'm gonna get up and get off this couch now. Like the moment, guys, when I tell you I tried to lift myself up off the couch, it literally felt like someone or something was like holding me down onto the couch, like pinning me down onto the couch. I kept struggling trying to get up, and like I could not move my arms, I could not move my legs. I remember like I started crying even more. Tears were running down my face because I was like struggling. Like I kept telling myself, get up off this couch. Like, and I knew I was awake. I wasn't dreaming. I was wide ass awake, and I was just like, get up, Tasha, get up, get up. And I remember I just kept trying to pull myself up. But like the moment I would like pull myself up, like I felt something like pushing, like not even, I don't know if I can't really explain it to you guys. Like it wasn't like someone was holding me down or pinning me down. Like it just felt like there was something that was preventing me from being able to get up, and it started freaking me out even more. I was panicking, I was crying, and all of a sudden, guys, like I remember like my heart was racing even more, and I was just like, I literally felt like I was laying on that couch for five to 10 minutes without being able to get up. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden I just started screaming really loud, and I was like telling myself, like, I wasn't screaming this in my head anymore. I was screaming this out loud, and I was like, Tasha, get up. I'm like, get up. And I was like yelling so loud. I was like, get up. And like finally when I yelled that last time, like, get up, like something, like I don't know if whatever I did by yelling so loud or screaming so loud, that whatever it was finally released me, and my body jolted up like as if someone really was holding me down. And like, you know, when you finally like are, someone is holding you down and you're finally able to like let go, like break loose from them, and your body kind of just like jolts, like, and you move forward. That's what my body literally did. And I remember like I got up, I like jumped up off the couch, I fell all on the floor. I busted my ass. Like, I knocked over all this stuff on my coffee table. Like, I remember I fell on the floor. My leg was bruised. Like, I remember I was like crying hysterically. I was shaking. I was like literally shaking. I was trembling. I was like thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like, what the hell was that? Like, I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not tripping. Like, that was just an experience I've never felt before. I never had in my life. And I remember like the first person that I called was like my brother Jonathan, because like he was the closest that I knew that could get home. And I remember calling him on the phone, and I'm like, Jonathan, Jonathan, like, I'm like, where are you? Like, and I'm just crying like hysterically. And he's all like, what's wrong, Tasha? What's wrong? Like, you're freaking me out. What's wrong? And I could not get the words out. All I kept doing was just crying and crying on the phone. He goes, Tasha, talk. Tasha, talk. Like, you're freaking me out. What's going on? Like, why are you crying? What happened? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, I just need to know how far you are. Like, I want to know if you're on your way home. Are you coming home anytime soon? Like, something just happened, and I just don't know how to explain it, but I'm nervous and I'm scared. And he's just like, don't worry, like, I'm on my way home, I'm gonna be there soon, like, don't even trip. And I remember I just sat in the corner of my living room, like staring at my couch until my brother got home. And I was just on the floor, like in like a fetal position, like scared, like, and just shaking. And like my brother finally walked in, and when he walked in, he came over to me, and I just started bursting out in tears even more. And I told him everything that happened, and he just kind of looked at me like, bitch, you crazy. Like, and I'm like, no, like, and I'm like literally looking at him like in tears, like, John, like, you have to believe me. Like, I'm not crazy. Like, this did just happen to me. Like, I know I'm not crazy. Like, this is an experience I've never felt before. I never had. Like, I was super like shaky, like scared. Like, my brother ended up calling like my boyfriend. Luckily he was on his way home. He finally came home, and like he was like damn babe, like you're shaking, like why are you crying, why are you freaking out? I told him what happened. He looked at me too like I was crazy. He thought I was crazy. He's like, you're tripping, babe. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, I don't know what you're experiencing or what's going on, but you know, like, I think everything is fine. Like, we're not experiencing what you're experiencing. And I kept telling them, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'm not crazy, but we're taking these damn couches back, and I don't give a damn. Like, I'll go get me some new couches, but all of this shit gotta go back. I'm like, all of this stuff gotta get out my house. I'm like, I don't know if someone died on that couch. I don't know if it's someone, like, something happened on that couch and it's possessed, and someone is just like haunting that house, or something came with that couch. I said, but it's going back tonight. Like, I don't care. Like, we need to call errands right now, tell them to come pick this motherfucker up. Like, I was so done, y'all. Like, I was just like, I don't care what they said. I don't care if they think I'm crazy. Like, I know I'm not crazy. We ended up taking the couches back, and we ended up going to I think it was furniture mall. Yeah, we went to furniture mall, ended up finding these new, like, this whole new living room set, and it was even prettier than the first set that I got. And guys, I'm telling you, it was that living room set, because I was nervous to fall asleep on the newer couch when nobody else was home. But one day I finally just put my big girl panties on, and I just fell asleep. And I did not have that problem ever again. Like, the moment those couches got out of my house and were gone, like, I never experienced that again. Never experienced it at my new place after that. Like, that was just something I've never, like, experienced before ever. Like, I've never felt the sensation of feeling like someone is holding you but no one is there, and you, like, knowing in your mind, I knew like something wasn't right. Like, that experience wasn't normal. That experience wasn't all in my head. Like, I literally felt like there was something that possessed that couch, or something that was possessed, whatever. Even maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't the couches that were possessed, or maybe it was something in my apartment. But for whatever reason, after that whole experience and me screaming and me yelling at myself to get up, it never occurred again. It never happened again. And I was just so thankful that it didn't, because for a minute, y'all, like, that had me so shaken up. Like, there was times where I was like scared to like fall asleep, like in the house by myself. I was scared sometimes to be in the house by myself. I remember I used to have a coworker, and now, you know, I used to always didn't mind when she would want to come spend the night, like on the weekend and stuff, because, like, you know, I was always at home by myself at the time, because my boyfriend would be at work and I was off on the weekends. And, you know, to him, he was always like, your friend's always coming over, you know, spending the night. But me, in my mind, I'm like, I just wasn't comfortable being at home by myself. So after that, I just like told myself, like, you know what, like, hopefully that never happens again. But I know now that in future reference, if anything like that happens again, I'm going to go with my instinct and just get rid of whatever bad juju, bad vibes, whatever the hell came bad into that house is going back out. But yeah, that's just, but if you guys ever experience any paranormal activity or anything like that in y'all lives, just please let me know. Tell me, leave your comments down below, you know, what y'all experience. Like, that's just something I hope never to experience again. But all right, you guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Please stay tuned for next Monday's video. I will be doing another Halloween related type of video since we're still in the month of October. But as always, guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And since you guys are already here, go ahead on and hit that post notification bell so you guys can be notified anytime I drop a new video. Till next time, my loves, peace.